There are stories that disappear because they were weak, and then there are stories that disappear because they were too complete to be convenient. Tonight's story survived not because it was written, but because someone somewhere refused to forget. This is the story of Aravan. But before we reach his death, we must begin with the river. Before he became a symbol, before the bow Gandiva defined him, Arjuna was alone, exiled, unmoved, stripped of witnesses. And this matters because Indian epics do something unusual. They allow transformation only in isolation. If this pace feels slower than usual, stay with it. Some stories reveal themselves only when we stop rushing them. Beneath the river lived another civilization, older than kingdoms, unconcerned with thrones, the Nagas, and among them, Ulupi. She does not wait for permission. She does not consult destiny. She chooses. She pulls Arjuna beneath the river into Patal, not hell, but memory untouched by empire. The marriage is not political, it is not blessed, it is civilizational contact. Notice this moment. If you have never heard this version before, that silence you feel right now, that's history making space. From this union, a child is born, not raised to rule, not trained to inherit. Aravan grows up learning something the Pandavas never had to learn: how to exist without expectations. The epic does not linger on him because epic prefers trajectories, not endpoint. Kurukshetra arrives, and suddenly the epic needs a life that can be offered without consequence. Royal blood, no haze, no political backlash. Aravan understands immediately why he was raised away from the palaces. If you are still listening, you already know where this is going. Stay. The most human moment is yet to come. Aravan agrees to die, but he asks to be complete: marriage, witness, honor. Not to escape death, but to arrive at it whole. The epic hesitates here because fulfillment without victory does not serve empire. Krishna does not argue. He transforms into Mohini. No illusion, no trickery. Compassion made visible. The marriage happens. At dawn, Aravan dies, and the war begins. If this story made you uncomfortable, good. Some truths are not meant to entertain, they are meant to stay. Centuries later, in Kuvagam, the marriage is reenacted. At the Kuthandavar temple, mourning follows joy. It is an 18-day annual Hindu festival in Kuvagam, Tamil Nadu, India, primarily celebrating the transgender or Thirunangai community, centered around the legend of Lord Aravan from Mahabharata, featuring rituals like symbolic marriage to Aravan and subsequent widowhood beauty pageant, cultural event, and processions, offering a vital cultural space for queer identities and communal bonding, not mythology, continuity. If you believe stories like this deserve space, not algorithms, but memory, you already know what to do. There is something uncomfortable we must address here. We are taught, almost trained, to revere the Pandavas without hesitation. But reverence does not forbid reflection. It is easy centuries later to judge them, to ask, how could they allow this? How could they accept a sacrifice so complete? But remember this, their decisions were not made in ignorance. They were made with full awareness and they were sanctioned by Lord Krishna Vasudeva himself, the one we call the Lord of creation, the architect of cosmic balance. This does not absolve the Pandavas, nor does it condemn them. It reminds us of something far more unsettling, that even divine guidance does not remove moral weight. And perhaps that is why this story troubles us. Because if even actions aligned with Krishna can demand such price, what does that say about our desire for clean heroes and uncomplicated righteousness? If this question feels heavy, it should. The Mahabharata was never meant to be comfortable. Arjuna fought wars, Krishna guided destinies, the Pandavas bore decisions. That history still debates. Ulupi stepped back into silence, and Aravan completed a life so the world could move forward. Some stories survive by being written, others survive because someone keeps telling them softly, carefully, without letting them disappear. If this story stayed with you, if it made you pause or question or sit with silence a little longer, then perhaps you are already part of what keeps such memories alive. And if you feel that reflections like this deserve more space in a world that moves too fast, you may choose the walk with this journey by sharing it, by returning for the next story, by quietly subscribing to Entropy Reversed. So these forgotten ages of history continue to breathe.